anyways, why languages, right? Like I think before like asking why languages, maybe it's first keen to understand like what do smart contracts actually do. The first use case is basically like you need to be able to sort of define new asset types. Second would be to sort of read, write, and transfer assets. And last but not least would be sort of like to check the access control policies. And then,
Got it. So
like,
define assets, read write, and then check controls.
yeah, and then like, assets and ownerships are like just super fundamental to the core concept of smart contract. And then the current languages that are currently used are limited to just one language per blockchain, apart from the EVM-compatible ones. And what history has taught us about computer science or technology in general is there's no like one fit all technology that kind of fits every need, and that kind of actually turns out to be a dominant winner. So because of one of the reasons why I'm not the biggest fan of EVM is like mainly one of the reasons is that. And then like even the current smart languages, like they may not really generally allow people or the devs to do like some of the following, right? Like pass an asset as an argument to the function, store an asset in a data structure, let the callee function temporarily borrow an asset, or even declare an asset type in maybe contract A that will be using contract B, and even take that asset outside of the contract that created. And then what we need in a language is, I guess, like two key features, I would say. One is like just safe abstractions for custom assets, ownership, and access control, and strong isolation that kind of helps you write safe open source code that interacts directly with the untrusted code written by potential motivated attackers. And
Mm.
yeah.
And I'm like, are you like, is the difference between like I guess like what you just mentioned that having a very isolated kind of zone where smart contractor developers can like deploy that code, is that doable in Rust setting where it's not doable in Solidity setting?
Um, so I guess with regards to the key differences between Rust and Solidity so far is pretty much just the security, to be honest. Like I think Solidity is pretty much like a pretty expanded language. Like you have the ability to do what you like and everything. Oh, sorry. Rust is basically a pretty expandable language. Like you can do anything you like, and just do your stuff and come back. Well, for Solidities, I think a pretty much easier experience. However, over there in Solidity, you kind of compromise a bit on security as compared to Rust. And then I think with regards to Move, and I think there's a couple of other languages as well, but unfortunately, they're not really hitting the benchmark we need to actually recognize that as, or rather, put our time and energy looking into that. So for Move, like you kind of control both the developer experience, and at the same time, Move is like not a really big language. Like it's pretty quote unquote restricted. So like there's less things to learn, and hence the experience is just like much more easier.
Got it, got it.